The phone. I was waiting on you anyway.
Yeah, we up this morning,
Oh
seven
yeah.
thirty with the bedroom talk. We just go in at any given time. I
I
got
don't
off
know.
at
People
what?
trying to go. He got off at what? 2 in the morning.
Yeah, two. Got
2 in the
home at
morning.
3, and I woke up, you know, and said, "Let's go ahead and do bedroom talk." She said, "You gonna do it naked?" I said, "Yeah, we're
Look
gonna
at this.
do it as
Look at
soon as
this
we wake
mess.
up. As soon as we wake up, we're gonna do it."
Oh Lord.
She's like,
Well,
"Okay, let me get myself together."
please get yourself together, because the
No, I'm
people
talking
don't.
about you said that.
Oh yeah. Let me get myself together in the morning. Because what? Didn't I get up when you got in the door? Right.
Yeah.
I've been still moving things around. The house is almost ready for company. I would say 90% ready. Though I want to redo my entire living room. Didn't like it when I had it at the other place. So I
So
need,
you want to have a gathering Saturday before we go to Cornelius for that party?
if anybody wants to come by, they're always welcome. I'm just realized that I have no coffee, no coffee filters. So I got to go out and get coffee and coffee filters. I do have wine already. And I'll go out and get,
We got wine at Mama house too, right?
yeah, we got those 2 bottles, but those are our anniversary. We're supposed to drink one on the first year, open one, and the other one's supposed to be laid down to for a later anniversary.
Oh, okay, so
So those are our wedding wines.
okay, well this Saturday at 11 a.m. we gonna have our first annual prayer breakfast,
First monthly.
first monthly.
Oh, you want a prayer breakfast? That means I gotta cook, or get somebody to cook.
Uh, I mean, you got friends that can come over and
Everybody bring a dish.
yeah, everybody bring a dish. Whatever.
Oh, bring something over. Just come
Yeah.
and share and have time with us. It's a cute little community. I mean, Greer Heights is still going through changes, and so I won't say if you come in 2 exits, 2 different entrances, it looks really, really nice. If you come up Marvin Road, get ready to see the old Greer Heights. It looks, people
Greer
walking
town,
and
Greer
just sitting
town.
out all day long, don't have nowhere to go. You're going to see some of that. But at the same time, this community is 34 units, and for the most part, people keep to themselves. They're very friendly. They smile. Oh my goodness, neighbors who smile and say hello, and that sort of thing. That is so important. Didn't get it in my other neighborhood, even though it was supposed to be a ritzy zip code. And so I appreciate it. And we've been here safe. Nothing has happened. Andrew's bike is tied up outside. Nothing has happened to his bicycle. So, literally, I'm feeling pretty good about the community.
Okay, great, great.
And I love the little house. It's small, but I just love this little town home. Like I said, the living room could use some sprucing up. My old love seat and couch are just old, and I'm gonna have to get a new buffet dinette set. But for the most part, bathrooms are hooked up. Let me just get some coffee in here, and you guys can come over.
Yeah. So this weekend,
We'll put up an event. That's what
11
we should do.
a.m. something
You
like
want to put
that.
up an event with Lover and the Giver, right? Not Single Saving Series. Is that what you want to do? I think we should do a Lover and the Giver prayer breakfast event. I think that'd be good. We do have a page for Lover and the Giver that's separate from Single Saving Series, because Single Saving Series has a mission and a purpose to change the lifestyles and mindsets of singles, and bring back the value of marriage. Love and the Giver is something different. That's our conversations, our bedroom conversations and things like that. That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, bedroom conversation. Well, they ain't gonna come to our bedroom.
No, but you
Unless
know
you
what I'm
want to
saying.
come into the bedroom and get a little bit of privacy. The married couples want to come to our
You know
bedroom
what?
to share.
Hush.
You know,
Ain't
but
nobody
we gotta change
discussing
the
that.
sheets.
Oh my
We gotta
goodness.
change the sheets as soon as they get
Oh
out of the
jeepers.
bedroom. You
Okay,
know,
really?
that
Nobody
type
wants
of
that now.
thing.
But
Hey, married couples, come on up to the bedroom. You're welcome.
yeah.
Open area.
Hush.
Keep the door shut. Hour long.
You know what?
15,
This is not, I'm about to
15,
shake up the phone.
$15
Get
an
back to,
hour. $15 an hour. And
uh,
change the sheets.
this is the
Take the
kind
sheets
of
off.
stuff I wake
But
up to in the morning. But what were we going to talk about?
the private dating. And I see
Private
people
dating.
coming on and off. Probably too early in the morning for some of you people.
It is. That's what I told you. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but I like to just go at it.
I know. Oh, you
If
can
Miss
always watch it.
Jessica and No Limit Larry and all of them can go 7 o'clock in the morning, the morning Madhouse can go 7:30 in the morning. She just on Instagram. She going in. Probably got like 20 people. Can do it. We can do it. The Christians can do it.
So the Christians are
The
coming. The
Christians can do
Christians
the
are
same
coming.
thing.
No.
The Christians are coming. But anyway, we want to talk about private dating. Somebody put up a post yesterday about just because you don't see us rock together, or just because we don't post pictures, doesn't mean we don't rock together. You know, everybody don't need to know your business or something. You know, something of that nature. Um, and I was talking to Judy this morning, and I was like, we need to talk about that because I got something against it. But then she reminded me of us privately dating, how we privately dated. And then I really couldn't go in on you and talk as much trash as I wanted to because I wanted to come over here and
Well, yes,
just go
you can.
in.
You can talk about those people who use privately dating in a negative and bad way.
Yeah, and they do.
So we can talk about that.
You know, because my take on it is if you're privately dating, if you're really privately dating, oh Lord.
Enough said.
But if you're really privately dating, there's two things. Either you're embarrassed of the person or you got something to hide. You know, most people that don't, a lot of people, I feel that even people that don't want to get on social media, you know, and it's like, I don't want to get on social media. It's just people that just want to be all up in your business. Well, what you got to hide, bro? You know, so that's my take on it. You know, you don't want to really be with that person. You're just finding somebody to date, and you're not dating them seriously. Or you're afraid of somebody, basically, your fear of somebody trying to invade in your relationship or, you know, remind you of your past. You know, so you don't want your current relationship to know about your past, which your past don't matter once you're in that current relationship. Because we all have skeletons in our closet and we all have a past that, you know, whether it's revealed or unrevealed, that's something that we'll never be able to change, but only make better. So when you talk about private, you know, your privacy or whatever, or maybe that person ain't, you know, open to being private. Maybe that person wants to, you know, walk around with you and talk, you know, and talk about these things. Did he say when he saw my name, Judith? Did he say, oh Lord, when he saw my name, Judith, I'm here for your half of the marriage?
Enough said is so cool. I mean, you know,
No said
Enough said is a nut. We appreciate you. We're so excited about that.
500-pound nut.
No, sure. With that little tie. Where'd you get that little purple tie from? That thing was so cute. That was like half a tie. But no, I know he will. But we're so excited about your event coming up. And God's not through with me yet. And what's the name of the title? But I saw the flyer, and we're going to put it in Kingdom so people know that you're going to be doing that event. I know it's going to be funny. So we'll be. It was good seeing you.
I ain't never seen nobody 500 pounds and got all that energy with that big belly.
He's just a born energetic, person. He energizes a bunny on a regular.
About 1,000 pounds and got all that.
Be quiet and get back to the subject. Get back to the subject. But anyway, look at him. He's sitting there like laughing. But privately dating can have a negative and a positive side. That's pretty much what we're going to end up talking about. Negative is when people are hiding you, and sometimes I think people know they're being hid, and maybe for their own reasons they don't mind. But nobody should be hiding you. No one should be not being seen with you in public, or you're not around the family, or all those kind of things that I see sometimes my friends have done, only to find out that there are other women, or they find out the person is married. There's that red flag warning sign. You and these phones, man, make. Enough said he'd love to make my double chin look like his 3-4 chins. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? Okay, resume.
Live on Instagram.
No, I'm live on our page on Facebook. We're live on the Lover and Giver page, and we're live through his profile. So, I'm very cautious of anybody who wants to keep me private. Now, at the same time, we did that, did we not?
Yeah, what up, Carrie? I ain't seen you in a long time. I love you, boy.
We did
But
that.
yeah, we did that because of. But we talking about a different thing of, when you're dating and you talking about single, saved, and serious, even family members that know always gonna call you some type of hypocrite or say something negative about
Yeah,
you.
what did they say?
You know
They
what I'm
used to
saying?
say that you only did single, saved, and serious so you
To
could
find a
to
woman.
find a woman and things like that.
And one of the people that did it, talking about single, saved, and stupid, already knew that we were kicking it. So you got to realize, man, that what up, cuz I love you, boy. But you got to realize that people will hold stuff against you for various reasons. Even like I said the other day, they don't want to support you, so that's a reason not to support you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I mean, people will
you
find
kind of
any
want to,
excuse.
yeah, they'll find any excuse not to support you.
But we did privately date. We did in the beginning. And let me tell you something. In the beginning, I wasn't into that. I was like, are you kidding me? I've never had a private boyfriend, a boyfriend that didn't, act like we were dating to everybody. I've never had that before. But I saw the purpose in it as far as single, saved, and serious was concerned. We didn't want people to focus on us. Didn't want people to focus on what we did, whether we worked or didn't work. And we wanted people to focus on the movement.
I wanted them. Your friends kept coming to you. Oh, he needs to claim you on social media.
In the beginning. Did they not? I was attacked. I was literally set up with two friends at back in the day at Blue Notes when it was open. How come he doesn't even mention your name? How come he doesn't tag you on Facebook? And I was like, has Facebook elevated itself to that level that that's the only reason I have validation is through Facebook? But he doesn't claim you. He doesn't put you. Now, I'm not mentioning any names because you know me, I don't.
Well, I give them hints.
But neither one of those people are with the person they were with at the time they were telling me this. Neither one.
And they're quiet on Facebook.
No, I mean, no, they're not. Well, one is. One is very quiet. But the point of the matter is that I built our relationship, not the profile of our relationship. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I was into who you were. You were introducing me to your family, which I know some people have told me that's a tactic too, Judy. That they'll go and introduce you to the family, and the other woman will be in the room, and everybody will call her cuz. I've heard of that stuff. I'm like, Jesus, y'all people are crooked and wicked. But the point of the matter is, I'm not holding my phone right. The point of the matter is he did introduce. I met him at a family event. We went out the next day and ran into your cousins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all along the way, there was family everywhere. There was family everywhere. And I said, well, I'm not hidden to the family. It was just hidden to the public. But at the same time, we set up that we were dating intentionally. There was no, we just dating because we got nothing better to do. We just dating because, I'm lonely or he's don't have nobody. It was never that. It was we're either seeing whether we're compatible for a long-term relationship or marriage or not.
But you got to look at it though. The people who really rock with us knew. You know what I'm saying?
My family knew, and they're not even here in Charlotte.
Yeah, so
they knew. My best friends knew.
Mm-hmm.
My close friends knew. In fact, that's why the two friends could even say anything, because they were like, well, you're telling me you're dating, and it looks like you're dating, but we don't see any of it on Facebook. And I was like, Facebook is not going to break or make a relationship, as far as I'm concerned. And yes, we both are on Facebook a lot, you and I.
See, Judy knows how to, when somebody confronts her, she knows how to be nice. Like she'll get ticked off about something and get upset about something, but she knows how to express herself. Like me, if I get upset, it's two ways that I'm gonna handle it, right? Okay, I might handle it at that time and let you know how upset I am, or either, I go on Facebook afterwards and put you on blast.
Yeah, that's you.
So, I don't, I would, Judy will come to me like with something they said, and either she gonna go off on me, or either she gonna go off on them. And so she'll beat me up, she'll beat me up two ways. She'll beat me up talking about me, or beat me up talking about them.
Oh, yeah, because I'll go in after
Yeah,
one.
you'll go in
I'm
after
the kind
them.
of person, my friends used to say, I'll go up one side and come down the other, and not a single curse word, because, I know how, I have a pretty good vocabulary, and, I'll let you have it. And sometimes he calls that politically correct. It's just me. I'm just the kind of person.
Yeah, with me, I'll go off on you.
You and then
either
put it
way,
on Facebook.
and then put it on Facebook and put you on blast. Not fair. No, I'm just.
No, what is he saying? Because he's saying something down there, and I can't.
I always love to promote and celebrate my mate publicly. My FB timeline proves that. Sad when if things go down south. And that's I understand that. But because he's saying like somebody that he's currently dating, he might be dating for a couple of months, but he celebrates that person that he's dating.
Right.
And then next thing you know, it goes down south. And we talk about that all the time, that one-out argument relationship. Where people, and I think that's most of the time when people are private because they really don't know whether that person is long-term or not. So.
And I get that.
Like,
I get that.
I really don't. Because, first of all, if you can't get it together off an argument, then how do you expect for people to really take you serious? If you want to be in a relationship and you want to be deep with that relationship, I don't think one argument or one fallout,
but see, you don't know
one
that.
disagreement.
You don't know that about that other person. You have to give. There were a lot of times, especially in the beginning, when you were going through that bitter season. I was glad we weren't on Facebook.
No, you wasn't. You used to go off on me.
No.
Them girls with the girl with all them flowers to give, and had to go to the doctor that day, and talk to Susan Reynolds and all types of stuff like that.
That was one incident. What
I'm saying that lady who went all over and buying houses out and renting them to people and, in everybody's neighborhoods and knocking on doors, handing out brochures with a bunch of afros.
But that's okay.
With a bunch of afros and stuff like that. And then you got a girl who got all the fashion and got a great figure. Got a great figure. And driving all of these women's out here just beat the living daylights out of me and stuff us.
No, I'm saying there were friends that were in the beginning that questioned whether you were a good choice for me, and it was because you were going through that period of time, and there was times that I was like, I don't know if I'm built for this. This is some nonsense right here. The three ghosts. You remember I used to talk about the three ghosts, and I got to hear over and over again. So
there were really only 2.5 ghosts though, because you got to look at
half a ghost.
No, because the last one was, you talk about the last person, but I appreciate that person because
I appreciate all of them.
No, yeah, I know, but that person was just too much of time. And she like, imagine if we were involved like a year, 6 months to a year, right? And, next thing you know, she left after one argument. Like, she left after one argument and said, I can't handle you because of hurt. So we've been involved because you're too much stuck on your past. So we've been involved 6 months to a year or a year's time, and you're telling me after all of this time that basically, you can't handle my hurt. After all we've been through, after all we slept together, all types of stuff, but went out places and you saw the hurt, but you couldn't handle my hurt. So she was like, after 2 months, of dealing with me and seeing what I was going through within those 2 months, that she really couldn't deal with that. So yeah, you
He
gotta.
says, who falls out over one argument? What?
Yeah, people fall out.
Well,
over
I'm
one
not
argument.
easily moved with anger. More than I want to be right. I want to be understood. Oh, that's deep. Thank you for that. I'll never forget our talk at Planet Fitness on our first encounter, Chuck. What is that we shared? We shared as men.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
about
about blame.
blame. It was about matters of the
Of the
heart.
heart.
Men
Men
cry in
crying
the
in the
dark.
dark. Yeah.
And I prayed. I remember that because that was before we did Blue Notes. You told me what the person that I'm talking about within the 2 months period of time from Winston Salem knows enough said. So, she used to talk about enough said all the time, but she ain't on social media. So that's how I really heard about enough said, what enough said was doing in Charlotte through that woman, right? So then next thing you know, I talked to you, and you just kept saying enough said, enough said, enough said, enough said. You just kept talking enough said. So I was like, I gotta meet this guy.
Yeah.
Because I've been hearing about this guy so much. I saw him on social media a couple of times, doing his little, not his little, but his thing with his mate at that time. I saw pictures and stuff like that, but we never really communicated. You know what I'm saying? Never talked. So when you told me about him, that's when I reached out to him, and he started, enough said always put me on blast about money, how cheap I am. But he started doing that fast talk, and he started talking about he's so confident with himself. He'll say that if he ain't funny or something like that, it's money back guarantee. Like it's so much money back guarantee. What he said?
So I got my fingers on that. He said, well, ladies, you have to ask yourself, can you marry a broken man?
And that's what she did.
Can you love a broken man?
And that's what she did.
Yeah.
That's what she did.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing of it is that I did appreciate that it wasn't on social media because it was a little rocky in the beginning. It was a little, you kept trying to get rid of me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, people. I ain't never seen nobody, and that's how I knew it was fake. I was like, I ain't never seen nobody act like that in all my born life. I said, that's the craziest stuff I've ever seen. And so, I'm a Leo. I got curious. I was like, let me see what this is all about. I ain't never seen anybody act like this. But the point of the matter was that giving ourselves a little time in the beginning without it being public was good because it allowed us to really focus on ourselves without 50 million comments, without people liking it. And I see that now as we've made our marriage public.
Yeah, after you beat the living daylights of me, yeah, you see it right now.
I see it now, but I didn't in the beginning. I was like, I've never been private. What is that? What are you hiding? I was like, where are you? And in the beginning, we were just still dating. We weren't totally exclusive yet. And, I was working with him with Single Saved and Serious. So we would have a date or two. So, I mean, literally, it was a good thing. But in the beginning, I was like, man, that's because I happen to like you right away. I did. I just flat out liked you right away from date one. And so I was like, I don't feel like being a secret.
Yeah, we was at the thing. I think I flirted with her a little bit too much. For those who don't know,
Ain't got nothing to do with your flirting.
I'm a real big flirt.
He can, but that had nothing to do with
and
your
I was
flirting.
just a flirty.
Because he's a corny
and
flirt.
I thought, when I flirt, it's just like the major heartbreak that I've been through when I flirt and stuff like that. A lot of people don't take me serious, and I didn't think she was taking me as serious. I thought she was just like,
Oh, yeah.
that's one of them mother means who out here just flirting with people and, all types of stuffuses like that. And, next thing you know, I flirted with this woman and she went bananas. And I said, oh no, I didn't mean to do it like she said, oh no. And then next thing you know, I kept trying to be nice and she was like, one day she said, you know what, I was nice about it. And we was talking and she was like, she called me back, she said, you know what? She said, I love you. She said, so if you think that was a way to get rid of me, you're crazy. You remember that? I
Yes,
said,
I
oh,
do.
hell no,
Yeah,
Jesus, what am I going to do, Lord?
Yeah, he did try to get rid of me. He did.
So,
He tried 7 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, but really, in reality, I couldn't get rid of her. Like, even when I tried to get rid of her, it was something within my heart. The Holy Spirit basically said, no, you're not getting rid of this woman. You can't
Thank you,
get rid of
Jesus.
this woman.
Thank
So,
you, God. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
like I'll try to break up with her or call it quits, like, at 1:30 and 1:45, I'm calling her right back. So... I
It
couldn't
was
really.
silly after a while. I was
couldn't
like,
really get rid of her.
I really
like,
began to say, if
just
you
shut
really
it
are trying to
down.
get rid of me, you're not doing a
you're
good
doing
job.
a horrible job.
You're doing a bad job of it if you really don't want me. And that's, but in the beginning it was kind of cuckoo because I was like, what is wrong with
This
this
is
dude?
the biggest nut in the world.
He's crazy.
But
and everybody's like, but Judy, do you really think that after all this time you want crazy? I mean, you've been married 2 times before. And don't you want... No, I don't want a CPA. No, I don't want an accountant. No, I don't want somebody with a 9 to 5 who comes home
Well,
and
you
sits
gotta
still.
look at it now. Don't get it twisted. Now, some of them accountants got real good street cred.
That's okay.
They
deal with numbers all day, moving them from one column to the next. I took accounting. That thing is the most boring thing. I'm sorry for all the accountants. I love you. Come and do my taxes. But, I couldn't come home to that. I didn't want to come home to a police officer, a fireman, a
But that's a
doctor.
private life,
I didn't want to come lawyer. I didn't want to come home to that.
But that's a private life, though, sugar. They might be lawyers, they might be doctors. Plenty of them. I went to school with people.
You missing the doggone point. I went to an art school. I love creative people. I studied drama. I was supposed to be on Broadway. That was my childhood goal. Got into art school, had a drama coach, took speech classes. That was my whole entire life, was to be around creative people. So for you to tell me, oh, guess what? I solved the so-and-so account today. Okay.
And not create their own.
And yes, oh my God, that is the most sexy thing to me, to see somebody create something that's never been there before. That thing is so amazing to me. To me, that's the closest like being like God. Okay? You taking what God already created and moving from one column to another. And I'm not putting anybody down. I'm sorry. I really don't. But I worked in corporate America. My mother was in corporate America. It's just not for me. It has never been for me. And I love what I do. I believe you should get up every morning with passion about who you're with. What is he talking about? Nuff said is the only one commenting down here. Just as crazy as
hyper. I told you're hyper.
But
Nuff says you got so much energy, it's ridiculous, boy. You might be 1,000 pounds, but like you about to go places, and it amazed me. I remember you were smoking your little cigar at that little pipe thing at NC Tavern.
What is that?
And I told you how much I look up to you and Derek. Flat
So he don't listen. Yeah, I know that Nuff said. I know he don't listen.
Yeah, I suck at listening.
Sometimes I have to turn around and say, honey, this is what I meant, or this is what the other person meant, or But that's okay. That's cool, because when he does get it, he runs with it, and that's what I love. I love that. But anyway. I was attracted to you because of the creativity, the wanting to be outside of the box thinker, wanting to create something no one's ever heard of before. That was so attractive to me. I was that kind of person. Mm. I didn't want you to have a 9 to 5. I didn't want you, even if you did have a 9 to 5, you better come home and start working on something else. So that was the instant attraction. You had created Single Saving Series. I thought it was a fantastic idea.
As a man.
As a man. Now, a lot of these single things are created by women, and a lot of them are geared to women. And I was like, well, we never hear from the other half of the conversation of the equation. We need to hear from the men. Like you said, are we women enough to love a broken man? Well, not everybody's cut out for it, sure. But I was like, look at here. You know, you just need some time and you need somebody that you can trust. Because that's what was broken in you. Your trust.
But my trust issue, but I ain't say nothing about no flat down smoking a pipe. I'm talking about you.
Oh, no.
Smoking that, when you don't smoke cigarettes and when you can't smoke inside the club or you got them,
Lord.
little thing. Yeah, I put you on blast, boy. You
That's
thought
okay.
about,
That's
my
okay.
people. No, listen, Tommy, I know my cousin Tommy from Florence and Joy. You go to Florence every weekend if you still on here like you never left Florence. You here in Charlotte, but you go to Florence every day. But anyway, inviting Osea to your church,
Jesus.
bringing Osea to your church. He's a comedian and a host of called churches or whatever within that area. And,
We need
getting
to get
booking
back to the
Osea.
subject.
But
We're talking
go
about
ahead.
private dating.
Yeah.
So if it's done with the intention of, taking some time to plant good seeds, to see if they sprout, I'm talking about the relationship, see if you guys are compatible, that's fine. But nobody should be a private relationship going on months to a year to 5 years. Nobody, somebody put up the other day, I saw in a singles group, oh, we have such a good time, we kick it, we having a good time.
But you don't know
But
what
I
they're
haven't
talking
met
about.
it was something about he goes to his family and she has not been invited yet to the family. And then her question was, what do you think I should do? Oh my goodness. First of all, I need all of us women and men to start thinking for ourselves. This relationship by committee thing, where you need to join a group and ask people what you should do in your relationship, drives me crazy. The other thing is, if you don't know what to do, you ask that man point blank, may I come to your next event? If he begs off or says something else, you need to say, tell me why. Stop having these beat around the bush conversations. Have a brass tacks conversation. Because flirting is cute, but flirting never made a lifetime with anybody. You can flirt throughout the lifetime, but those brass tacks conversations, and these people like drop him, da-da-da-da. I said, well, first talk to him first. But it shouldn't be that you don't kick it with this dude for months and almost a year and you ain't never met nobody. But he goes there on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. We got to stop this other woman, other man. Like I said, I am not a FedEx package. I'm not one of. We got to stop this UPS living where you one of and you don't even question, you don't even push the envelope. If you were even, what is it, that time you went for a movie, we weren't even dating exclusively. And you went out, remember you said, I'm out for a movie. I was with who? What's going on? Oh, yeah, I went out on a date. Oh, you did? Who with?
I can't even remember who it was.
I didn't know you can. And I think you saw me right after. Remember?
No,
Yeah.
I went to the movies that day by myself.
Oh, that day you went by yourself.
Yeah,
And I was sort of like, well, look at here. Well, we're not exclusive. Well, keep that up, and I sure have about 50 million people I can call on the phone, which he didn't like that. So I was like, look, you either in or you out. Let's not stand here in the doorway.
People you can call on the phone, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I had plenty of male suitors. You weren't the only one on the thing.
Boy, don't have me cussing on Facebook Live. I'm telling you now.
Every single time.
I'm telling you now, I put a pistol on Crystal. Don't have me cuss on Facebook Live.
Oh my goodness. I was like, oh, you free? You feel like you need to go do something? Okay, well, I'm busy tomorrow. Busy with who? What are you talking about? So I was like, you're not trying to go nowhere.
Yeah,
But the point of the matter.
One day you told me you went out on a date, and I went to my boy's house, and I got the get.
He did nothing of the sort.
I went to my boy's house, I got the get out. I said, oh yeah, well, I'm coming to handle some business right now. What's up, babe? And I looked all over Charlotte for him.
He said, I'm probably dating. He said, wait.
I'm probably
I'm dating like I'm an undercover detective. What kind of nonsense is that. Enough said.
Everybody
So
else.
dating is rough stuff. It is rough.
And then
but
next thing you know,
listen,
people looking at everything that man say just now. Oh, you just and they're gonna make all types of comments about you. Go ahead, comedian.
No,
You
but I'm
gonna have
serious.
something to
He's
talk
right
about at
about.
Alonda's that day, huh?
He is
That
right
night.
that dating is rough, and the thing of it is, but
Getting
date
married.
with
No said.
listen,
Hold
date
on.
with intention.
No, get married, no. You know, when you meet the girl on the first date, right? You're on the first date. A lot of people fall in love after the first date, right? After 3 or 4 hours of spending time with each other. After the conversation, they get intrigued after the conversation. The only thing you gotta do is to let that person know you ain't even gotta get rings no more, bro. Only thing you gotta do is go downtown, tell them that you want a marriage certificate.
You know what you're
They'll ask for your social security card, or they'll say you need your social security card number. You fill it out, you fill everything out, you turn it in, and you'll say, well, I need a preacher. If you don't have your own pastor or whatever, they'll say, I need a pastor. You need 2 witnesses and a preacher to marry you. And so you call your pastor or whoever you trust, get you 2 witnesses, which you was born and raised in Charlotte, so that ain't no problem in order to go out there and get you.
No, he's crazy. He says he's retired. He said he's so dumb. Listen,
Yeah, just get married, man.
Thing. No.
I know it's your 80th time, but you know, ain't nothing wrong. Don't give up on it.
Well,
Do not give up on the marriage. We know that
Lord,
people getting married. We know that you get married every 2 months, and you know it don't work out or whatever. But don't give up on marriage, man. It's not over.
You know what?
Well, go ahead.
Okay, you still yelling. Listen, dating is rough. It is rough. But this is what I told everybody. Date with intention. Do not waste your time. I don't care if the person is cute. I don't care if they got money. Don't waste your time. You know what you're compatible with and what you aren't. You know what you need and what you don't need. If the person, listen, he don't like to hear it, but there were a couple of people on the horizon. In fact, because I had said at the top of 2015, literally January, I said I'm dating with intention. I'm sick of this nonsense. I had been married 2 times, and both of them, you know, the people didn't seem to know what they wanted to do when they got married, and they showed out, and I was like, okay,
well, some fools.
You know, I realized that, but the point of the matter was I was dating with intention, and I got on all these dating sites. And I mean, the men came out the woodwork. You put up one cute picture of you smiling, and 50 men send you winks and highs and hellos. And I had to make an Excel spreadsheet. My friends laugh at me. They said, Judy, you're the only person. I had to make an Excel spreadsheet because there was like 10 of them trying to holler at me at the same time. And I had to keep track of where one worked and what one did and that kind of thing. So anyway, do you think any of those people lasted 90 days? It's like bugs flying around a light bulb. They just burnt out real quick. They couldn't keep a conversation going. They couldn't do anything. I was like, this is terrible. But you know what? I didn't get tired because I was weeding through the tares and getting to some wheat. I was like, the Bible talks about separating sheep from goats. And so in the end, there were only 3 sheep. Got rid of all them goats. There were 3 sheep. You were one of them. And there were 2 other people.
Who the hell
See what I'm saying? He's going to try.
You just
He's
be
going to try
talking,
to.
yeah, keep
No,
running
but
your mouth.
this is real.
Keep talking.
This is real conversation.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Real
So-
conversation. We'll handle the realest conversation when we get off of here, buddy. So go ahead. Yeah,
No,
keep
there were
talking.
3 people, and they were saying, Judy, I really like you. We were having very good conversation. 2 of them, for some reason, couldn't get to a date. No, actually, 1 did. 1 got to a date. Oh, I'm sorry, there were 4 of them. You were one of the 4. And 1 could get to a date.
Now I went to 3 to 4.
And went to 4 because I forgot somebody.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just talk about this thing.
No, we ain't
Go
talking
ahead.
about
I'm sorry
that.
for cutting you off.
No, but I'm getting somewhere
but you
with
just
the
keep
doggone
on.
conversation.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Listen, 4
You're
people
right.
show up, sheep. Okay, and I don't mean in a bad way. I mean these are people who are real. They're not talking out their mouth. They're not just trying to flirt and what you got on, baby, and what you wear. None of that nonsense. And I went out on dates with 1, and then you. The other 2, some reason, could never get to a date. So they began to be dismissed. Because my thing is, if you cannot show up, what? How are you going to have somebody and you can't show up?
And tell them the date of this now. When the 4 people that
So you're in an abusive relationship, Judy?
you
This
were
is
running.
oh, wait. Get out of there.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. She'll come out safe and secure. Hmm. Afterwards, now go ahead, honey.
So
Keep talking.
literally, there were 2
Now,
people.
when was this? When was this, honey? When was this?
When was this? June? It's before I met you.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about why you met me. Okay, I'm on track.
3 of them.
3 of them was
2 of
in
them were
August.
while, you and the other person were still going while I met you. Because I met them before I met you, and then I met you in August. And they were still, hey. But they had unfinished business. He said, I heard a truck threaten you. I know, right? We got it on the recording, though.
Yeah, we got it on recording.
But anyway, the point that I'm trying to get to is, I don't have any problem weeding out people who are not real. Because I don't keep them as friends, much less to, you going to be a love interest. I don't give my time. Look, maybe if you came at me when I was 15, 20 something, but Judy grown mature woman.
He's from GTU, be careful, honey.
I know, right? I don't know what
the world is
GTU.
GTU?
I don't know,
What's GTU? Enough said. You're crazy. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that
Keep
date
running
with
your mouth.
intention.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, look ahead. I'm not playing around. So the other person had unfinished business and wasn't interested in finishing up. So I said, oh, well, off to the side you go. You became a friend. And you were the only person on the landscape. And I liked you. I liked what you were about. I liked your personality. I liked what you were doing. And so I began to pursue. Now, listen, I know. Wait. I just said a bad word. Christian women are not to pursue a man. They're to be found. They're to just be, they're the ones that are to be what? Found. Listen here. How can somebody find you if you are not front, center, and present? Okay, you need to be there. You need to make your intentions known. Man can't read your mind. I don't care how much Holy Spirit he got. He cannot read your mind. So you have to let him know, yeah, I'm interested. Y'all love that story about Ruth and Boaz. She went down to that threshing floor, laid herself down and said, hey, what about it? Okay? So listen, this is what I'm talking about. I had to let him know, I'm very interested in you. Are you interested in me? Now don't waste my time.
No, you talking about the dude.
I'm talking about you.
Oh, you talking about me?
I'm talking about you.
Yeah, you want to
Okay.
kiss butt now? Go ahead.
I'm not kissing butt. I kissed your forehead.
Yeah,
So
kissing butt.
anyway,
Go
the
ahead.
point of the matter is that I was very serious. I was very, very serious. And I just didn't feel like playing. When you've been married before, enough said, you said you've been married before. He said, lay down, Ruth. That's right. She got all dressed up. They put all them perfumes and oh, Lord, I turned my phone on. Hold on. She put on that perfume, that frankincense and myrrh, and went down to the threshing floor. Look, man had been drinking, having a good time, laid himself down, woke up with a woman. Okay? So listen, you got to go and be available. You have to go and say, I'm here. I'm interested in you. If you're not interested in me, let me know so I can keep it moving. Okay? Stop wasting your time. Women and men, stop wasting time. So it's okay in the beginning to have a little private dating because you're trying to get to know each other. But listen, if you feel like this is the dude, be intentional. I know everybody's worried about getting their heart broke. Look, you are not glass. Stop it. You got the Holy Spirit up in you. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. I'm tired of our people being weak like this. I know it's been hard emotionally, and people have taken you through the ringer with these toxic relationships. But I'm telling you, you are stronger than this. Okay? You're stronger than that.
Date with intention. Don't just date to be dating or date
Don't just waste your time.
Date for
if
security.
People can't, listen, I had one dude tell me, I'm going to take you to a Thai restaurant. A whole year later, we ain't never been to the Thai restaurant. Now, if you can't get your butt up and take me to a Thai restaurant, what do you think you're going to do for the rest of my life? Okay.
Can I just be honest?
This is just, what do you say?
If you can't date,
Hope she can cook.
if
First
you
of all, I don't know
feel-
if you're talking about me, but I
if
can
you
cook.
feel, no, listen, if you feel that, you're not on the way to dating, start, that you need some type of security for dating purposes. Just start dating yourself. A lot of times,
Amen.
like me, my daddy always said, I don't care who get mad about it, because my daddy said it. So,
Oh, dear.
pastor, you might
What
as
you
well
gonna
cover
say?
your ears. Evangelist,
You
you
gonna
might
say
as well.
something.
Church people, you might as well masturbate. Play with yourself
Oh,
if
dear.
you have strong sex intentions, and
He said
you know
it.
you want to be sexually active, so sexually active. Play with yourself. Find
Said
some way.
rules. Any rules?
Find some way to play with yourself, or just involve yourself, because only thing that you're doing to yourself when you're sleeping with these things, with people that you have no intentions with, and you have sexual desires with that person, but you're leading that person on, and somebody's going to end up getting hurt from that situation. Somebody's going to end up being real hurt.
See,
Yeah,
I told
that's
you.
what I say.
Scoop
I
up.
know he was
See,
going to
I've been quiet the whole
catch
time.
on
I'm
with
like, look, can we get off this
yeah,
subject?
no, I'm serious, but seriously, play with yourself, because masturbation is the key to success. What my daddy used to tell the boys when he was little.
Well, I'll tell you.
Boys used to laugh at it. The boys used to laugh at him all the time, laugh and say, "Oh, your daddy crazy. Your daddy a nutcase." Play with yourself, because they was bragging about how many little girls they slept with, and Chuck ain't getting none. And daddy said, well, masturbation is the key to success. And they said, what the world? And then daddy was like, yeah. But I never understood what he was saying. A lot of times you ain't got to worry about no wedlocks. You ain't got to worry about no diseases. You ain't got to worry about hiding some type of pregnancy. You ain't got to worry about somebody getting hurt, because people really get hurt after they really fall in love or fall for that relationship after they have sex with that person.
That's a whole nother subject.
But I'm just saying, and that's a part of private dating too, because that person wants to go public. Let's just say the sex is good, sex is great. One person wants to claim that sex life. One person wants to claim that woman or that man, and that other mate is like, whoa, slow down now, this is private. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is all.
Yeah, this is all.
And you know what?
You need to keep that private. So what I'm saying is, in order to avoid that privacy, if you want to keep it private, don't have sex with that person. Find a way to please yourself before that person, in order for that person to reveal you. Don't give that person your all, whether it's a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? Learn to please yourself. And once they see you pleasing yourself, knowing that you really don't need them for any type of desires, then they'll want to make you public. That's my take on it.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting take on it. But I have to agree with everything you're saying over. This rubbing up and sexing people and being in the bed with people that you really don't know and are not committed to. First of all, we all know it's not God's will, so we ain't even going to go on that subject. You already know that. But what has really come out of this, I've seen so many friends, myself, you've tried that. It does not work. It does not make a person stay. It does not make a person claim you. It doesn't do anything except give you a false sense of having a relationship when there ain't really one. It just does. Make sure that there's a foundation better than sex. It has to be. He said, I'm going to go somewhere else. You know what? You better sit your butt and stay still, because we're talking about something. You want to give your gift to Ruth. Ruth is going to, look, you want to give a gift that keeps on giving. And that means a lifetime of sexual activity within a marriage.
Hold on. He said, Chuck, the Negro community frowns upon this.
Listen, you talking about jerking stock up. Listen, you know what? Hey.
Vaseline.
I'm just trying to tell you something. We've got to stop sleeping. Okay, but we just got to stop sleeping with all these people. We have to stop sleeping with all these people. Stop it. I feel like I'm telling my friends over and over again, Stop sleeping with these dudes. They're not that attached to you. They're not that into you. You know, you go and have sex with them one time, then you never hear from them again. Stop it. You know, the woman has sex with you so she can get to your pocket. Oh, I know that happened. I'm sorry. I'm telling on some folk. Too bad. Stop it. Stop it. Give the gift to the person that's going to be there forever. One of the things I said about Chuck is that I wanted our marriage to be the capital letter at the beginning of the sentence, not the period at the end. A lot of people experience so much. They live with each other. They've been sleeping with each other. So by the time they get married, there's no excitement in the sex. I done had you 15 years. I done had you 25 years. So now what do you bring to the marriage? Absolutely nothing. Except that, oh, well, after all this time, I guess we're going to get married. So, you know, what did he say from some folks again? Well, that's true. That's true.
You talking about me?
But you know, the thing of it is
you know,
that
black folks, man, black folks don't like to,
you know, that's too
don't
bad.
like to hear about masturbation and stuff like that,
That's
especially
just too
grown.
bad.
I ain't never, you 40 years old and you ain't never masturbate. You crazy, man.
All I'm just trying to say
Sometimes
is
that's the best feeling in the world.
we just need to stop sexing a whole bunch of strangers. We just need to stop it.
You're sexing somebody can fall in love with you after a week. You know, or that day.
You know, they get that.
You got some
we want to
good
be,
sex.
good sex, and so they think that they're compatible with you for the rest of their life, and that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Yeah.
Y'all just have sex, and you wonder after a while, y'all ain't got nothing to talk about once you get up. You be like, okay, I'm going downstairs to watch TV. I'm going to play a game, and that's it.
And that's privately dating.
That's it. That's that. You know, we have living together, but we don't even pass each other, talk to each other. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah.
It should be 100% whole love, all about it, including the sex. Not, and I know some people, they love somebody and they say, well, Judy, what if the sex isn't good? Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
I'm going to get into something from my youth. You don't know about this. There are enough videos, books, manuals, magazines. I mean, come on now. Don't think that, this person comes into the world and they don't know. And they're like, well, what if he's not well endowed? I know we're getting into some stuff this morning. What if he's not well endowed? Or teach that dude how to use that thing, girl, really. And then secondly, well, what if he can't go for a long period of time? Then have about 3 or 4 times at it. I'm just like, what is wrong with people? Because first of all, are you marrying that disembodied part of his body, or are you marrying the whole person? And when you marry a whole person, you can get into what pleases you, and you can take your blessed time. Y'all want some microwave relationships, microwave sex. You want it to be perfect out the gate.
Exactly.
That's not what God even intended, because he said to be ravished with the wife of your youth all of your days. Her breast should satisfy you. There you go, enough said. Some double D's, or say some double dangs. They should please you. Yeah, we're getting into some Song of Solomon and also some Proverbs. Because listen, it is important for you to love one woman. That was what God intended for the man. And the woman was supposed to be open to being loved. They said Abraham was sporting with Sarah. That's how the king knew it wasn't his sister. Okay, he had to be doing something. And it couldn't be what you did with his sister in order for the king to be like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. That's not your sister. That's your daggone wife. Okay? He had to be doing something. And how old were them folk? Okay? Abraham and Sarah.
Yeah.
Old as ages. Old as dirt and dust. Okay? And yet, they still had a passion for each other. That's what you want. Be real about it. And don't take seconds. Don't take what they call sloppy seconds. Ooh, did I say? Don't take it. Don't take it. Go after what's yours. What is he saying? This man is having a conversation with us today. Whip over your body like a ready body. Why are we getting X-rated on here? Enough said hush. He's talking about butter. He said 50 Shades of Grey, Lord have mercy.
Use that butter upon yourself. Especially if you ain't married.
Sex excitement? Just kind of the ankle stick from 50 Shades of Grey. He crazy. But you know what? That's right. He said, Song of Solomon taught me how to kiss boobies. Listen, if you read that book and read in between all of them lines, talking about fountains and all sorts of stuff. Listen, I was a kid. I was like, what the heck is he talking about? When I got a little older, I had my sex education classes and different things, and plus I read literature. Literature is good because they hide a lot of that stuff. But the point
Well,
of the matter is
you had a lot of good education. I just want to talk about that.
No, you cannot talk about the education.
No, I want to talk about the sex
see, you
education.
know what the man.
No,
is,
because I think it inspires a lot of singles, to get married, even
we
right
are talking
away or
about
whatever.
private dating,
Okay.
not. We don't.
But I'm just saying that's private dating. You don't have to private date once you're married. So the intentions is you got the desire. You remember when I used to look at you and I say, I want to tear you up that thing up. I want to tear that thing up, and you say you got to put a ring on it first, and you got to marry me in order to tear that thing up.
I'm ready to.
And I was like, okay, well, let's go then. And now I could tear the hell out of it. Now I could tear it up and can't nobody say nothing. I could get on here. What I could do, I'd be wanting to be honest with you, said, could I just tell them?
Man, it's crazy.
I want to make a public
See what I'm
Christian
saying?
taping.
No, it won't be
so
Christian.
it could go viral. I want to go viral with this same thing.
The man is cuckoo, badooku.
I want to do some. I want to do
We're not doing that.
I want to do a Ray J and a
no
Kim Kardashian.
I don't care.
Ain't no way, but I'm just saying, like Ray J made the song. I had a first trying to diss Kanye. Can't nobody diss me. I married you. You see what I'm saying? But we making our private life public. So it inspires a lot of people in order to go public. You know what I'm saying?
But not the sex
with private and get married.
They can get married. I want to see their sex life.
That's a part of not being private anymore. Because that private life, I'm a private person. It just makes me sick to my stomach when people say I'm a private person. Because why are you so private? Either you have something to hide from your past. You got a lot of skeletons that you don't want to release, right? So you don't want that person that's significant of other or that person within your life to know, or either you're ashamed of the person that you're with. That's why you're so private. Especially if you're not a public figure, if you're not doing what Enough Said is doing, or you're not doing what we are doing, or you're not doing what Stolen Lunches is doing, or if you're not doing what Urban Times or Lisa and Brian, if you're not doing those things with Charles Robinson and his wife, if he's married, if you're not active, Fred Breeden, if you're not active in the community or in Charlotte or whatever, then why are you so private? Don't nobody know you? You might have went to high school here and you might have went to school here, but the only people that know you are the people that you went to school with or people from the neighborhood. So why are you so private? So that's my point. Like, we're at a point where we really don't, they talk about, the Bible talks about marriages, Marriages with privacy. With its privacy or whatever, right? But the reality is like, it inspires somebody. And when you talk about a biblical principle, that's what God wants within. He wants people to be married intentionally, man and woman to be married intentionally. We see all of these things. We see all of these men dressing as women, and even though that's another subject, but these marriages that we have inside or outside of the church inspires people. Inspires people in order to want to go public and date with intentions. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just dating, just to be dating for a form of security, just because you see your friends with somebody, you feel you got to be with somebody and compare your relationship to that relationship. Like, all of that could be dead in the water. And that's why I do bedroom talk. That's why I try to make our marriage so public, and so not politically correct. If we argue, we're gonna put it on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put it on Facebook.
You guys missed some of our classic arguments. Oh Lord. Ooh, okay. And I mean, and I do agree on a big level, is that when you're doing things intentionally, it's important to see role models. It's important to see different relationships, marriage relationships, so that you can be inspired, so you can be encouraged, so you don't think you're the only one out here, or, and even as you say, for the singles, it's important to see, okay, these are two different people, how they come together. And now through Lover and the Giver, they get to see how we, interact, how we speak to one another, how we talk.
The challenges. The way I talk to her in private. You talk about a regular conversation. I don't have a regular conversation. Just like yesterday, you posted something about me going to work and saying I forgot to pray. We forgot to pray.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you got all the likes and the loves. And I was like, I'm gonna pray on something when I get home. I say I'm a PRE on something. PREY on something. But that made me feel good. Now, if we were just, you couldn't have posted anything like, you might have posted it if we were dating intentionally, right? Mm-hmm. Like my boyfriend said, or my fiance said that. But imagine you keeping that private. You know how miserable that'll be? Mm-hmm. That you're not able to tell people, to talk about, how you feel about that person, just because of that person wants to keep it private. Or it could be miserable because you want to keep it private. You want to say that so bad, but you want it to be so private. You want that relationship to be so private.
You remember what I used to tell you? I said, wait till we are together in marriage, because there's so many things I wanted to say publicly that I didn't say because we were focusing on Single, Safe, and Serious. I think I did.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just regular people. I'm talking about people who just want to work every day and come home to families and stuff like that. I ain't talking about.
Not everybody is supposed to be a diva and a thing. My mom and dad, all they did was work, come home, and they poured into their family. They didn't have Facebook pages. They didn't have, websites. They didn't have any of that. They were just ordinary people. But I think we think that being ordinary is so terrible nowadays. We're all supposed to be divas and moguls and, perfect and at our next level. Those ordinary people lived 35 years. And were so in love that they could not even wait. It was literally 7 weeks apart that they passed. They could not wait for one another. So to me, it was the greatest love story outside of my own that I had ever known. My dad proposed to my mother after 2 weeks. He said, I've been praying for a wife and I believe you're it. What did he see in 2 weeks? That he came at this young woman. And we're not even talking, they were 22 years apart. He wasn't no big time person with a big old house, driving a big old car, but he was confident enough that I don't know of people who have confidence the way my daddy had some confidence to approach this young woman, 27 years old, with a degree from Cambridge University in the United Kingdom, and say, I think you're my wife. He's some little country boy from Pennsylvania. But I will tell you this. He went on to make her a happy woman for 35 years. For nearly 35 years. He dedicated his life. I don't care what you think you got going on or how many $1 million you got in the bank. You can't ever even come close to that unless you yourself dedicate yourself to another person. Okay, so it is important for even the ordinary people for us to talk about their stories, talk about their lives, and encourage people that they can do this. Don't buy into society that marriage is dead, that we can't do this, that, it's not going to work. Enough said, I know you've been married 3 times. I've been married 2. And I didn't like being divorced. But I said, Lord, I don't believe, you've made me a wife. I don't really know too much how to be anything else but a wife and a helpmate. And so I was like, if you give me the opportunity, I promise you I'm going to try to get this right. So the point of the matter is that date with intention. Don't let anybody make you a private, because we've been on here
that's
for
what
a
I'm
minute.
saying.
Don't let anybody make you a private dating or relationship or significant. How can you be significant if you're private? You know, I'm serious. Don't let anybody do that to you.
Yeah, you're not a
And
private.
have
You're
those
not a
hard
private
conversations
person,
of
even if you're a
people.
public figure. You don't deserve to be private, and I guess that's the argument that I have. It's one of you that really don't deserve to be private. If you're dating, date with intentions.
Attention.
Nobody cares about what anybody else says. Now you know good and well somebody got something to say about me. You know somebody got something to say about Judy. You know, like, but the thing about it is, like, if we didn't do what we did, we would have never received God's blessing. I went to work depressed, and I go through depression a lot of times. But you know, when I look at Facebook, when I looked at Facebook, when I was strolling down out of frustration, and I saw what Judy put up yesterday about when your husband calls you and tells you that you forget to pray, and there's something else that you did yesterday that I can't think of right now. Somebody did yesterday. It wasn't sex or nothing like that, but it was just something that you did yesterday. But that when you said you forgot to pray or whatever, you know, when you said that and you put it on the wall, and I was just thinking about that post yesterday about, you know, keeping a relationship private or whatever. But you don't know how inspiring that is, or how inspiring I was for seeing that she really thought about something that I didn't think about. I didn't think nothing about it after I said it. We just hung up the phone. I was like, nah, you good. And immediately she just posted it, and I looked, and the next thing you know, like, that inspired so many others in order to get to their level of how they want to feel about their husband.
You know what? And I'm glad we do that. I'm glad that we're raising the bar, if that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes, let's raise that bar. Let's bring back the value. That's what we talk about. Hashtag bring back the value to marriage. It is important. That thing was something that God instituted between the first man and first woman. And we have allowed so many things to come against it to the point now where it's almost meaningless. People are like, why should we even do it? And just do this and just do that. And yet you don't understand the power that you have when you can say another person and you are one. That thing is powerful.
And, you know, with that being said, do you know I got a message last night I got a message through Facebook that said that me and Judy have been selected to be to be a power couple, one of the 8 power couples to be interviewed.
Yeah.
In the Queen City.
Queen City. I was asleep when he called me.
Just think about this now. Hold on now.
I'm sorry. I got excited. I couldn't even sleep after that.
Just think about this now. I don't know who's listening or whatever. Just think about this. I'm at work, right? I'm at work. I'm like, God, you know, get me out of this. I gotta get out of this. I'm at work just thinking about walking out, getting out of the janitor's closet. I'm just thinking all types of crazy stuff. I look in my phone, get a notification that me and Judy are selected to be in next month's, I ain't gonna even tell you the magazine, but be in a magazine next month to be one out of 8 power couples out of the QC to be interviewed. Now you think about it, we ain't been married nothing but 2 months, right?
Not even the 18th will make 2 months.
The 18th will make 2 months.
Yeah.
And we're considered a power couple already.
Amen.
Already.
Amen.
And, you know, if I was to always keep her private, which she wasn't really private, she was just private to those who really didn't know us, right? But if I was to really keep her private, do you think God really would bless us the way He's blessing us beyond matters? Do you think?
Beyond
Do you
measure,
think
yes.
beyond measure or beyond matters?
Either one, both
Beyond
of them.
what matters. But do you think God would really bless us like He's blessing us now? Who in the world wants to interview Brandon Cradell Chuck Brown? You know, that's just like, I mean, you know, who wants to interview, who wants to take their time in order to see what I have to talk about? You know what I'm saying? Or what I know. Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody wanting to listen to what I got to say. You already heard him said my advice. What he say about my advice?
I don't know what he said. He wrote so much.
Yeah, he wrote so much, but he say, you know, my advice doesn't work in the black community or something.
Oh, he was talking
Chuck,
about
the Negro community frowns upon this advice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving some lucky Ruth the gift.
So
Yeah, but you really got to look at it like, you know, me as a little kid, you know, coming up, a lot of y'all knew me as little, you know, little Chucky, little Pee Wee, whatever, sloppy, you know, all of that. Yeah, they used to call me sloppy and all types of stuff. Now it seems like every other month I'm getting interviewed by somebody. Big Lips, Soup Coolers, Mr. Big Lips, Soup Coolers, whatever, always getting bullied or beat up, you know, all that, oh, whatever. However you may look at me as little, whatever, right? But I'm getting interviewed. So do you think, and part of that is because God blessed me with somebody that's so supportive. Now you look at it. I ain't making no money. We was talking about that this morning.
Not yet.
I ain't making no money. This weekend, if you knew how much money I was pulling out in order to make this thing happen, I ain't making no money. But this woman still is sticking by me and still supporting me till this day. And you think for a minute that I want to keep this woman private?
Oh, I know, honey.
You know, why would I want to keep a woman, a blessing like this, private? And the way she looks at me and the way she tells me and the way she tells y'all, why would she want to keep me private? So you really got to understand, it don't matter who's in your business. Sometimes when people talk about you or sometimes when people are invading your relationship, it's just like what I talked about with LeBron James, right? When people focus more on you and what you need to do and more on your relationship than theirs, then that means you're doing something right. That means that they're taking their time out of their day in order to focus on what you're doing, and that means you're inspiring them. Now, they might not say that they're inspired by you. They might be giving you advice that don't even work. They might be giving you advice to tear the relationship down. But if they even taking the time to give you advice that you don't even need, then you're doing something right.
You're causing people to stop what they're doing to pay attention.
Yeah, you're causing people to stop what they're doing to pay attention to your life. To your life. So you're a reality show. You're a movie. You're a radio station, however you may put it. You're a public figure.
You're a living testimony.
You're a living testimony. You're a living testimony. So don't get wrapped up into that. I don't want nobody to know my business. I don't want everybody in my business. I just want a private life.
Can I address something on that? Y'all have to stop being so afraid of people knowing anything about you. I hear people, well, don't put that out in the atmosphere. Don't let anybody know of your ideas. Because I had some friends, she said, Judy, I talked to somebody, next thing you know, they were out doing my idea. But nobody can do it. This is why I stay around idea people. No one can do it the way God has revealed it to you. Nobody. Don't let anybody fool you. They will come out with what? A reasonable facsimile. They will come out with a duplicate, a copy, and they may not even be able to keep it going because the energy that gave you the idea is in you. not in that other person. They got it by hearsay, and then they say they're going to run with it. You know, in the beginning, we were worried about people coming out with ideas like Single, Saved, and Serious, or the Christian Lounge Experience, remember?
People did try to take the Christian
People
Lounge
did try.
experience.
People did try to come out, oh, well, we're going to be more upscale. We're going to be this, we're going to be that. Where are those people? Because they don't have the energy that God puts in you. When God gives you an idea, He also gives you the provision and the energy to accomplish it. And so basically, if you feel that you can't say what you're going to do because somebody is going to steal it, you are focused in the wrong direction. Focus on God who gave you the idea and the energy in the first place.
A lot of y'all don't know the reason I posted what I posted. No, said I don't know if you're still on here, but
We've
the
been
janitors.
talking for an hour, but go ahead.
Well, that's what we do.
I know,
People, we like to talk. We're public figures that like to talk to people. We like to talk to people. I love talking to people. He just said I'm a people's person, but. Shouts out to Hidden Valley and Cary Hills. I'm from Hidden Valley, Dorado, enough said. But, you know, I love y'all. I love Gridtown. We in Gridtown now. Enough said, come to Gridtown. If you still on here, obviously you ain't on here no more because you ain't running your little typos. But anyway, what happened was yesterday, when I posted, like, God, I'm being patient to come out of the janitor's closet, right? Do you know where that came from?
What, the janitor's closet?
Yeah. What was that supposed to be?
That was supposed to be a book.
That was supposed to be my book. Well, that is my book. That's my book, and that's my album. That's my movie. That's everything. Now, somebody inspired me on They Can't Believe They Fell in Love with a Janitor.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was a person that I was dating, of course, who inspired me from Single, Saved, and Serious. But we're gonna move on. We ain't gonna talk about that. But we ain't gonna elaborate on that. But that person that, you know, I was a janitor and you know, she was just talking down on janitors or whatever. And she was like, I can't believe I fell in love with a janitor. She gave me that idea. But I say that to say this. I fell in love with a janitor in the janitor's closet. Whether I release it now or whatever, nobody can take that away from me. Nobody can take Single, Saved, and Serious away from me. First of all, there's too much I got going on with it. You know, regardless, people used to say, you know, be careful because somebody might take your idea, and a lot of people. Yeah. How come you getting all these notifications on people?
But ain't nobody on here.
You just as nosy. You nosy. You know that?
Nosy.
You nosy. You be wanting to sit there. Everybody that's posting, you get notifications about. You nosy.
But ain't nobody said a word. Okay, we're gonna have to boost up the Lover and the Giver page because ain't nobody been on here. So this is our
there
first.
There are people on here that just ain't saying
They
nothing.
didn't say a word, not even one thing. It says nothing.
There's one on here. There's one
that's
person.
You. That's what I'm saying. The Lover and Giver page.
They're on here. With Jennifer on there.
No, that's a message. That's what I'm trying to say.
Let's just look at that.
No, I don't want to look at that real quick. Leaving the low battery. So let's hurry up. So because you know at a certain time Judy's hungry. Time for some breakfast. I got yogurt. I don't have any coffee. I gotta go get you some coffee.
You gonna go get me some coffee?
I was gonna go get some coffee and some coffee filters and make coffee. I got a big old
pot. This is what we're doing.
If you want eggs and bacon.
I want some bacon. I want some good old pork.
You know what? Stop it.
And I'm about to hang up right now.
Yeah, please. We're about to go ahead.
That's when you don't keep it private. That's when you know you're happy and you ain't got to keep it private. Because I can really be a freak in public now that I'm married. And so with that being said,
we're going to.
With that being said, yes, you ready to sign on? So
let's go ahead and tell the people.
I'm glad that y'all
listen to us always talking just all such stuff.
You know, talking about me talking about.
We try to throw some real stuff in there too, some real advice. But,
it is.
But you know, no private dating. You know, be intentional about what you're doing, men and women. and realize that you should put the best times in your marriage, not into just somebody you know for 5, 10, 15, 25 years. Put your best time. Well, you didn't. Anyway,
No, they ain't see that.
I can't tell what they saw, but I want you
Yeah.
to stop. The thing of it is that we want you to have a happy life. We want you to be happy, and we believe that marriage is the best way for people to show it. Not disparaging my singles, because when I was single, when he was single, we dated ourselves. We had friends. We did community service. We do things to keep ourselves busy. But if you're out here dating, do not allow someone to keep you private.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Don't allow somebody to keep you a private, a secret, or anything like that. They should be proud of you. You know, they should be proud to show
They should
you.
be, yeah, they should be proud to claim you.
Claim you.
You know, because it's something about you. It's a gift that you have
One day
that
we're gonna
attracted
talk
that
about it.
person. Huh?
One day we'll talk about something that God told me. I'm just going to mention it quick. Jennifer, if she's on or whatever, knows. God gave me one time the parable about the man who sold everything for the treasure in the field. And we'll talk about it another time. But there's value in you. And don't let anybody devalue you, put you in the discount rack. Don't let anybody mark you down. You are valuable and precious to God, and you should be that way with the other person.
Yeah, that person should be able to claim you.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you sit there and say, I'm a private person, then if your significant other or whatever tells you that they don't want to claim